What if the love you fought so hard for was also the one thing destined to destroy you? That's the haunting question at the heart of Culpa Nuestra, Our Fault. The final chapter in the trilogy that has taken over the hearts of millions. The trailer doesn't just tease romance, it promises heartbreak, impossible choices, and a final goodbye that fans aren't ready to face. This isn't just a movie. This is the last chapter of a love story that has lived through fire, betrayal, and passion, and now, it's time for it to end. The trailer for Culpa Nuestra wastes no time pulling us back into the storm that is Noah and Nick's world. From the very first frame, the tone feels heavier, more mature, and almost suffocating with emotion. Gone are the playful moments of discovery we saw in Culpa Maya and the reckless risks of Culpa Tuya. Instead, what we see is the weight of reality finally pressing down on these two star-crossed lovers. The trailer sets the stage for a love that has been tested again and again, but this time it feels like the universe itself is demanding an answer. Can they survive, or will this be the end? The pacing of the trailer mirrors this finality. Every shot lingers just long enough to capture raw emotion. A stolen glance between Noah and Nick feels more painful than passionate. The way they hold on to each other isn't about the thrill of being together anymore, it's about the fear of letting go. Every second drips with tension, hinting that the love story we followed so closely is now at its most fragile point. What makes this trailer stand out is how it transforms the idea of forbidden love into something bigger than personal desire. Noah and Nick are no longer just two young lovers fighting against the world. They are two people standing at the edge of adulthood, realizing that choices have consequences, and sometimes love alone isn't enough to save you, the trailer asks. U.S. almost silently, what happens when the fire burns too hot? Do you hold on until it consumes you, or do you let go to survive? The cinematography makes this even more powerful. Dark tones dominate the screen shadows, city lights at night, rain streaking down windows. Everything feels like it's closing in on the characters, just like the story itself is closing in on its conclusion. Even the moments of intimacy feel urgent, as if every kiss might be their last. It's this kind of visual storytelling that tells us right away this isn't just another chapter. This is the endgame, and then there's the music. The trailer score rises and falls like a heartbeat, echoing the rhythm of panic and passion. The sound builds suspense, swelling during moments of closeness and crashing when conflict takes over. It's almost as if the music itself is telling us that this love story is reaching its breaking point, but beyond the visuals and sound, the real power of this trailer lies in what it doesn't say. There are no easy answers, no clear promises of a happy ending. Instead, it gives us glimpses and argument that leaves Noah in tears, Nick's desperate expression as if he's losing everything, and brief flashes of tenderness that remind us of why fans fell in love with this couple in the first place. These small moments carry more weight than words ever could, because they force us to imagine what might happen next. For fans who have been there since Culpa Maya, this trailer feels like a goodbye letter. It acknowledges everything we've been through with Noah and Nick, their fights, their laughter, their dangerous choices, and their undeniable connection. But it also prepares us for what's to come, an ending that will not leave anyone untouched. This isn't just about whether they stay together or not. It's about closure, sacrifice, and the painful truth that sometimes even the most powerful love has limits. The brilliance of this trailer is how it balances hope with despair. Just when you think it's all over, a tender scene pulls you back in. Just when you start to believe in their love again, another conflict threatens to tear it apart. It's this constant push and pull that keeps viewers on the edge of their seats, desperate to know which way the story will finally fall. As the final shots roll out, one thing becomes clear. Culpa Nuestra isn't here to play it safe. It's not promising fairy tale endings. It's not wrapping everything in a neat bow. Instead, it's daring us to face the truth alongside Noah and Nick that sometimes the greatest love stories don't end in forever, but in the unforgettable pain of what could have been. To understand why the trailer for Culpa Nuestra feels so powerful, we have to step back and remember where it all began. The trilogy didn't just throw us into a forbidden romance, it carefully built a world where love was both a blessing and a curse, where every choice had consequences, and where Noah and Nick's story unfolded like a fire that only burned brighter the more people tried to put it out. It all started with Culpa Maya, My Fault, the story that introduced us to Noah and Nick. Noah, young and strong-willed, was thrust into a new life after her mother's remarriage. That's when she met Nick, her stepbrother, whose world of danger, rebellion, and fast cars was the exact opposite of hers. Their connection was instant, intense, and something neither of them could ignore. But from the very beginning, it was wrong in the eyes of everyone around them. Their romance wasn't just about secret glances and late-night confessions. It was about fighting against judgment, temptation, and the rules that said they shouldn't be together. Culpa Maya gave us the thrill of discovery, the intoxicating rush of a love that felt too strong to resist, even if it came with consequences. Then came Culpa Tuya, Your Fault, where things grew darker. Love was no longer new, it was fragile, tested, and constantly under attack. Noah and Nick's relationship was pulled apart by jealousy, lies, and the weight of secrets. Suddenly, it wasn't just them against the world, it was them against each other. The cracks began to show, and fans could feel the danger in every scene. Would they make it through? Could their love survive the chaos, or was it already breaking apart? This second chapter was a test of endurance, forcing both characters to ask themselves how much they were willing to sacrifice for the person they loved. And now, with Culpa Nuestra, Our Fault, we're entering the final act. The trailer makes it clear that this isn't just another chapter in their story, it's the conclusion of everything. Every mistake, every secret, every act of defiance has led to this moment. The name itself, Our Fault, feels heavier than the first two. It's no longer just about Noah's choices or Nick's reckless actions. This time, it's about both of them. The title suggests accountability, as if the story has come full circle and now both characters must face the consequences together. What makes this journey so gripping is how much Noah and Nick have grown, even as their relationship has been tested to the edge. From teenagers caught in a whirlwind romance to young adults staring down impossible decisions, their story has never been just about love. It's been about identity, freedom, and the desperate desire to hold on to something real in a world that constantly tries to take it away. The trailer for Culpa Nuestra reminds us of all these moments, even if only in shadows. When we see them arguing, it echoes the conflicts from Culpa Tuya. When they hold each other like it's the last time, it calls back to the reckless passion of Culpa Maya. It's as if the entire trilogy has been leading to this emotional storm, where every memory, every fight, and every stolen kiss weighs down on the choices they now have to make. For fans, this isn't just the end of a movie, it's the end of a journey we've lived alongside these characters. The highs of first love, the sting of betrayal, the thrill of risk, and the heartbreak of reality, they've all been part of this ride. That's why this trailer hits so hard. It's not just teasing a new story, it's closing the book on one of the most unforgettable love stories of recent years. Asterisk. The trailer for Culpa Nuestra doesn't waste a single frame. Every shot feels intentional, designed to remind us that this is the climax of a journey we've been invested in for years. Let's break down the most striking moments and what they might mean for Noah and Nick's final chapter. The first image that catches the eye is Noah, standing alone in silence. Her expression is heavy, almost exhausted, as if she's carrying the weight of every choice she's made. This isn't the carefree, rebellious girl we met in Culpa Maya. This is someone who has fought too many battles and knows another storm is coming. That single look sets the tone for the entire trailer. It's not about adventure anymore, it's about survival. Then we see Nick, his face tense, his eyes dark with conflict. He has always been the reckless one, the one who moved fast and thought later. But here he looks like a man trapped by his own decisions. A quick flash of him behind the wheel, driving fast at night, reminds us of the dangerous edge that has always defined his character. Yet this time, the thrill of speed doesn't feel liberating, it feels desperate, like he's running from something he can't escape. The chemistry between them still ignites the screen, but in a very different way. When Noah and Nick are together in this trailer, it's not filled with excitement, it's filled with fear. The way they cling to each other, the way their eyes linger as if memorizing every detail, suggests that both of them know their time is running out. These moments of intimacy feel less like promises of forever and more like farewells disguised as kisses, but it isn't all about stolen glances. The trailer also hints at heavy conflict. In one scene, Noah is in tears, her voice breaking as she argues with Nick. The rawness of that moment tells us that love is no longer enough to hold them together. Whatever they're facing, it's bigger than their passionates about choices that could tear them apart permanently. And when the camera cuts to Nick's desperate stare, you can almost feel his struggle between fighting for her and letting her go. Family tension also seems to play a bigger role this time. Quick flashes of heated arguments, tense dinner tables, and faces filled with disapproval remind us that Noah and Nick's relationship was never just theirs. It was always tangled with the people around them. The trailer makes it clear that outside pressure hasn't gone away. If anything, it's only grown stronger, pushing them to a breaking point. The cinematography deserves its own mention. Shadows dominate the screen, making every scene feel intimate and heavy. Rain-soaked streets, dimly lit rooms, and narrow hallways all add to the sense of being trapped. Even when there's light, it feels cold and distant, as if hope is slipping further away. It's a visual way of telling us that the love story we're watching is on its last fragile thread. And then comes the silence. The moment in the trailer where everything slows down. Noah closes her eyes as if trying to block out the world, and Nick reaches out, his hand trembling. No words are spoken, but that silence screams louder than dialogue ever could. It's the kind of scene that makes fans hold their breath, because deep down, they know moments like this usually come right before everything falls apart. The final montage of the trailer drives the tension even higher. Quick cuts of passion. Tears, shouting, and silence collide with each other. A door slams. A car speeds off into the night. A tear rolls down Noah's face. And then one final shot. Noah and Nick facing each other, not with joy or anger, but with a deep, haunting sadness. It's the look of two people who know they may not win this time. This trailer doesn't just show us scenes, it makes us feel them. It pulls us into the emotional chaos, daring us to imagine what could happen next. And that's the brilliance of it. By the time it ends, we're left with more questions than answers. Will they fight for each other until the very end? Or will this be the moment where love finally breaks under the weight of reality? Every great story ends not just with events, but with themes that linger long after the screen fades to black. The trailer for Culpa Nuestra makes it clear that this final chapter is more than just a conclusion, it's a reflection on love, sacrifice, and the painful choices that define who we become. At its core, the trilogy has always been about forbiddance. Love. From the moment Noah and Nick first locked eyes, their connection was electric, dangerous, and undeniably real. But while the earlier films treated that forbidden passion like an intoxicating flame, the final chapter shifts the focus. Now, the question isn't just whether their love can survive, it's whether it should. This theme of responsibility versus desire echoes through every frame of the trailer. Love has given them everything, but it has also taken so much away. And now they must decide if holding on is worth the cost. Another theme that takes center stage is accountability. The very title, Culpa Nuestra, Our Fault, speaks volumes. It's no longer about blaming one person or pointing fingers. This time, both Noah and Nick are forced to acknowledge the part they've played in creating the chaos around them. The mistakes, the lies, the choices, they share the burden equally. This sense of shared responsibility adds a new layer of maturity to the story, showing that love isn't just about passion, it's about facing consequences together. The theme of sacrifice also looms heavily. In the trailer, the way Noah and Nick cling to each other feels like they are preparing to let go. Love has always been their escape, their reason to fight. But the final chapter seems to ask, what are you willing to sacrifice for the person you love? Is it your freedom, your family, your future? These questions hang in the air, making every embrace and every tear feel like part of a larger struggle. There is also the theme of identity. Both characters have evolved across the trilogy, but this time it feels like they are no longer just trying to define their relationship, they're trying to define themselves. Noah is no longer the girl swept into a dangerous world. She's a young woman wrestling with independence and truth. Nick is no longer just the reckless bad boy. He's someone who has to confront the man he has become. Their journey isn't just about being together, it's about discovering who they are when love is tested to its limit. One of the most powerful themes hinted at in the trailer is closure. Fans have followed this couple through joy and heartbreak, through laughter and betrayal, but every story must end. Culpa Nuestra doesn't look like it's offering an easy resolution. Instead, it's preparing us for a bittersweet farewell. Ending that might not give us what we want, but one that will feel true to the characters we've grown to love. This is what makes it so compelling, the realization that the end of their love story might also be the beginning of their freedom. The trailer leaves us with the haunting theme of inevitability. Some stories are written in the stars, and some are destined to burn out no matter how hard we fight for them. Noah and Nick's love has always felt like both a force too strong to deny and too fragile to last forever. This sense of fate versus choice runs through the final chapter, making us question whether their downfall is something they can control or something that was always bound to happen. By weaving these themes together, Culpa Nuestra positions itself not just as a romance, but as a meditation on what it means to love deeply, recklessly, and sometimes painfully. It challenges viewers to think beyond fairy tales and confront the truth that the most unforgettable love stories are not the ones that end in perfection, but the ones that leave scars we never forget.